Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So I was just getting ready to paint here and I'm squeezing one of my paint tubes. I use this little tool. I don't know if any of you do this, but this is how I squeeze my paint when my tubes are getting smushy. And I do it this, I'm pretty good at keeping up with doing it because it just clamps the bottom and pushes all the paint up. Just a little tip. That's what I was working on. I was kind of cleaning up my space here before I started. Good morning, Anita. Hi, Ellen. Hi, the flower that broke the pot. Buenos dias. What else is here? Hi, Gabby. Hi, Paula. How is everyone this morning? Whoops. No, wait. I just hit a little button there. I made the long trip, either one, to Pittsburgh to pick up Isabel yesterday. Mike and I left at like, good morning. Oh, from Morgan and Joshua. Hi, Morgan and Joshua. Hi, Sheila. To Pittsburgh to pick up Isabel. So it was a long day. We left at like 1 and got home, I think, at 10. But we did stop for a nice dinner in a very cute little town called, oh, shoot, now I'm going to forget what it's called. It sounds like the name of the town from oh gosh, I hate when I do that. Oh my gosh, it's between here and there, and it's called Bedford, like Bedford Falls, but it's just called adorable little town, all decked out for Christmas. Hi, Heather in Scotland. Hi, Bill. Hi, Emerson. So I was going to paint something different today. I was going to paint, I took photos when I went to get some fruit yesterday, but then I changed my mind, which often happens. By the time the morning comes, my mind goes somewhere else. So let me flip this around. Good morning to Kansas. JR Originals, Natural Girl, Bedford. Yes, it's so cute. It's good morning to, hi, Paula. Yeah, we ate at a little restaurant called like, something 09, 3009. Oh, no, it must have been maybe the day they opened. I didn't even get to ask, but gosh, it was great. It was nice not to stop at a rest stop to eat. And Izzy's home safe and sound. So, so I was going to paint. Maybe I'll do it next time. No, wait, I think I saved this. Let me make sure I saved my image. Whoops. And this is the photo. I did a whole little photo shoot of these oranges that are so good. There. I was going to do, so maybe I'll do that next week. I was sort of, hi to Bowling Green, Kentucky. How's everything there? Isn't that where the tornado went through near there? So I'm going to paint this bottle brush tree. I'm still kind of in the holiday spirit. As I'm thinking about starting it, I want to keep it colorful and a little whimsical, or a lot whimsical. So I'm not going to be too terribly cautious. Yesterday I painted an ornament and I felt myself going pretty tight with it, which is okay. I always kind of go back and forth between doing that. And I seem to enjoy and like the way the ones that are looser look, but it's also good to be able to paint tight. It's not a bad thing to let it happen when it happens naturally, but this one I really want to kind of let loose. So I think I'm gonna, use brighter colors in the underneath. Power's mostly back up. Oh, good. That's good to hear. Yeah, that's so scary. It's so scary how that can happen just out of the blue. So I'm still thinking, and to be quite honest, I'm a little tired. So hopefully I'm not sluggish in my journey here. I think I will go in and kind of put where those little balls are. Love this little tree. Just so I kind of have that mapped in. But I might let the tree go a little bright and crazy in the beginning and then pull it back with neutrals afterwards, like I often do. And sometimes it's good to practice working on something that's a little more, a little less pressure of getting it right, like that the edges, what am I saying? Sometimes when you're working on a painting, you can get lost in the details of it because it's so complicated. Sometimes it's good just to paint something even from your mind, or something that's super easy so that you can enjoy the process of painting and not get so lost in where things belong. Like I said before, even if you trace it out, if you need to do that to feel more confident of positioning of things, it's okay. Because each thing that you do, you learn. You learn a little something every time. And that's why the practice of like painting every day is such a good one too. And my brown paint's a little dry here. Just kind of mapping where that base is. I think maybe I'm going to try to get my background very neutral and gray. When I put those bright colors in the background, sometimes then my background gets brighter than I want it to be. So I want to get the tree whimsical and bright, and then allow the background to be neutral and very gray, so that, and then I'm going to go over top with whites and lights to get that stuff, but then I'll have color showing through. That's my goal. It's hard sometimes, like when you teach or explain things, it's hard to think about explaining what you're thinking. That makes any sense. I have trouble figuring out what I'm thinking on a good day, let alone saying it out loud, right? That's silly. My paint's really like sliding here, isn't it? More than normal. I wonder why. I've been experimenting a lot this past week with watercolors too, and having so much fun with that. Working in my sketchbook because I'm working on something for my Inspiring Art Collective that I'm going to do today. So I am just a sucker for all art supplies. Like as soon as I have something new to work on, I get lost in it. You guys like that? So I wonder what color I should put in that background. Maybe I'll put because this is very white down here. I have a shadow going on. I don't think I'm going to put the light that's showing in there. I don't think I'm going to add that. Hi, Allie. How are you? Excuse me. Hi, Sarah. Welcome, everybody. Maybe purple, a little purple. My purple's so strong. A little brown in it. Allie, are you finished doing all your window dressings, or do you have more to do? I love seeing you working on those. When I find when I move between mediums, I get more adventurous. Yeah, like trying to get watercolor effects. Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, because you can get kind of stagnant doing the same things over and over again, for sure. Yeah, I've been playing in my... Oh, I should show you. I could show you a little bit of my sketchbook. Do you want to see it? I got a new little one that I love. I've only done 3 pages so far, but... So here's my little sketchbook. I love it. It's called Handbook Journal. So there's one that I did. So that's watercolor leaves, and then I did kind of pattern with a gel pen over top. All the windows finished now. They're a lot of fun. Well, they are beautiful. And then I did that, and then I was just playing around with painting some of my favorite drawing tools. So that's such a fun practice. That's something I want to try to do more of in the new year. I want to try to spend more time working in my sketchbook. Like you said, to loosen up and not be so precious about things. And that's certainly simple. Maybe I need a little bit of this dark in here. I feel like my paint's really sliding today. I love when you paint the pencils and paintbrushes. They look so, yeah, I love it. They're fun, such fun subject, something I use all the time. Beautiful one. I'm not ventured into watercolors yet. Oh my gosh, Anita. You'll love them. Watercolors were my first love. That's my first medium that I really started with. What medium of paint would you recommend for sketchbook besides watercolor? Well, and not anything oil based. You can use acrylics, and you can use gouache or colored pencil. I love working in colored pencil. The only reason not oil, and you probably could use oil, but if you gessoed your panel beforehand, but you have to let it lay open then like for a month, so you can't turn the page until that whole page dries. That's the only reason not to do oils. But you could paint an oil painting like on a little piece of oil paper like this, let it dry, and then mount it into your sketchbook if you wanted to keep going in your sketchbook. So yeah, okay, so I need to do my pigment sticks here. I love doing all those things. I really am like an art supply addict, I think. Is anyone getting any special art supplies for Christmas? Is Santa bringing them anything? Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did get a few new tubes of paint. One of the ones I have out here on my palette that I might play around with a little bit is. Did get a few. Oh, this from Vasari. I got manganese violet. I love the manganese blue hue so much. I thought I'd try that. Yes, Arches paper. I use the Arches watercolor paper, or probably Strathmore would be good too. Like for this, and then yeah, the watercolor for watercolors and the oil paper for this. I just stocked up on water mixable oils. Oh, good. Did you find some really fun colors? I guess I don't really. Well, I'll put some of this down here. Give me something fluid to work into, or dry. My paints are weird. It's like my pigment sticks feel really dry this morning, and my regular paint feels really wet. But that's a fun start. Now I can mix colors. So I want these neutrals, and I'm going to put a little bit more bright pink in there. I want a little bright pink to show it through. Just for the whimsy factor. Love a good whimsy factor. Okay. Looks like two eyes, a nose, and a smiley face with a hat on it. That looks a little funny. So, yeah, that's what I love. I love doing this, like making that big, messy middle and then carving out what I'm looking for. It's like my favorite part these days. Michael says there's a great art store in Pittsburgh. Oh, perfect combination, bagels and art. Well, I'll have to find that out. I also want to find out the restaurants that you love. You told me a few, but I have to look for that for next time we go. Michael, have you ever been to Bedford? It really is the cutest little town. I think it was probably closer to here than it was to Pittsburgh. Just cleaning up my transparent colors. I really want neutrals. I want that teal color. So I have two colors out here that I'm playing with to figure out what that teal might look like. And one of them is this Caribbean blue, and the other one is, here it is, phthalo green. So I don't know the difference. I know this is more blue and this is more green, but I want to see, I actually think in my tree, one looks a little more green, one looks a little more blue. So let's play with it. So this is the Caribbean blue. And I'm going to mix a little of my Video Blue Extra Pale into that. Well, that's probably too blue. Bedford not far from 911. Yes, yes, it is near that. What's the quote on the paper? Oh, here? Oh, that was my note when I painted that ruby crested kinglet. I have notes this is where I keep all my notes. And then whenever I can't remember, I come down here and look. Like if I'm listening to a podcast. Oh, is that really pretty white hotel in the middle of town? We did drive by that. I'm going to add some of this green into it. Yeah, it looks so picturesque. Like it looks like it would be an amazing place to be in a snowstorm. You could walk around town and really, really pretty. I'm going to lighten it a little more. Now it'll be challenging to get that, get them to look like glass. But as usual, I just have to remember to paint what a great golf course also. Nice. Inspiration. Yeah, I probably do have some of that here. Let me look and see if I have a little piece of inspiration here. I always have things written down, but lately it's been things I want to look up. People's names, colors that I want to buy, cooking with wool, Andrea Love. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I should write down my little inspiration things. It's time to start thinking about all that, isn't it? I'm going to make a dark up here. A lot of dark on there. And then I'll go a little bit more green on this side. Try this. I think a mix of both those colors are going to make them pop. Okay, that's good. Now I need some neutrals and then a gray for the background. So on the one side of the tree, the neutrals are warm and brown. And on the other side of the tree, they're cool and more of a bright white, bluish color. That's great. I think I could use more of that. No, wait, let me make that a little darker. Sorry, my table's always bouncing around. I think I need to switch my tables around. Let me get more of my titanium buff out here. I need a little bit more of that. Let me make this a little, I'm going to add some of this in there and see what we get. That was that new color I got. That's very pretty. That's a nice way to darken that and keep it neutral. I keep feeling like I don't have enough of that. Let me try and mix a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like I spread so much paint around that I end up with nothing to use. Kind of gets spread on my palette. I think that's good. So I like that as my more warm colors. Wait. Added a little bit of blue in there to cool it more. And then more white. A little more blue. a nice transition from a warm color to a cool color, and they're all kind of white neutrals. Put a little bit more white in there. As I keep going, it gets brown, more brown. Now I need to make a gray for my background. And then my foreground color and my shadow color. Yeah, they're kind of, it's such a wild color palette for me, isn't it? Wild. I don't know how wild it is, but it's not usual. All right, I'm going to try and make a... Michael said, I just got a really large piece of marble at Crate and Barrel to use as a palette. Oh, nice. It's a reasonable price if anyone needs one. Really? How big is it, Michael? Of course, I would love a larger one, but I really probably shouldn't. I actually have a second one of these because I was going to, when I still had my office, I was going to film up there. So I was going to have like a second little studio. So I bought a second one, but it has like a black like thing going through it, and I don't like it as much. Maybe too purple. I'm going to add a little brown in there. Maybe a little blue. I'm just mixing a bunch of different colors to try and get like a nice gray. But I don't want just plain old gray out of the tube because I want it to have more personality. That's pretty close, and I could go a little lighter then with that. More of that color that I'm using is Old Holland Violet Gray. I do use that a lot as a mixing color. But I want to get something a little cooler. 24 by 16, $60. That is good. And are they selling it, Michael, as like a cutting board, like a charcuterie board or something? They should be selling it as artist palette. I need to go a little lighter. It is such a pretty thing to mix colors on, rather than a paper palette. Yeah, artists all appreciate beauty so much. It's nice to have everything be as pretty as possible. And now I'm going to make this be maybe a shadow color. So I'm going to add some blue in there. Oh, my brown always dries up. And that made that go just crazy, crazy brown. Don't love that. Ooh, maybe I'll add a little purple into it too. Oh, that's pretty good. Good morning, Erin. How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Erin E. Nietzsche is my niece, Erin. She went to school for the same thing as I did, and she's a wonderful artist and graphic designer, and she lives in Arlington, Virginia, and has 5 kids. How old's your oldest, Erin? They're all very close in age. Busy, busy lady, busy mom. And that's a nice color for the foreground. I think I just need to add more white into that. Get more white. 13. With the oldest 13. 5 kids. She has 4 boys and a girl. And 2 sets of twins. That's the other claim to fame that's just crazy. So she had a son, and then she had fraternal twins, and then she had identical twins. Hi, Jack and Dylan. All right. So I think that's good. Let's see what we get now. I'm going to pull this back up here and have this up with my coffee. So there's my messy middle. Very messy middle. It's almost like a fun challenge to get your middle as messy as possible and then find a way to pull the painting out of the mess that you made. All right. And I think that's what helps me feel like my paintings have more kind of whimsy to them. Oh, I have all my brushes here, and I try to keep the ones that I'm using separate from the ones that I haven't used so that I don't have to wash all of them, but I always forget. All right, so my darkest areas are like that background. I'm going to put some of this color in back here. Get that edge a little bit. No, I was thinking maybe that was too dark, but I don't think it is. I'm going to let this edge be rough here. Yeah, Erin, Isabel's home from school now. We picked her up yesterday in Pittsburgh. How do you choose the color of your backgrounds? Do you prefer contrasting or complementary colors? I would say that could go either way. I usually try to sort of keep it with the background that I see, maybe, unless I don't think it matches or for some reason I want to change it. But sometimes I will think that, if I'm doing an ornament, or sometimes that complementary color is like a perfect solution to make something pop. But this time, I've been feeling like my backgrounds have been getting so bright that I want this one to be pretty neutral. So we'll see if it turns out that way, because I still do have that bright, like, purple back there. And sometimes it's just my progression. Oh, I will tell Izzy. She's got a final in 2 minutes. Maybe I should stop and remind her, but no, I'm not going to, because she's in college now. She can remember. Crazy to think that you can come home for break and still have 2 finals to take online. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about, I like how it's going from light to dark, and I'm going to try to do that with my tree. I'll put a little bit of my shadow. Oh, that's too dark. Oh, I didn't mix this gold color. I forgot about that. Forgot all about that color. I'm just going to mix a little bit of brown up over here. Put it in. I have to remember to keep my paintbrush clean. Now I'm going to go in with that lighter color in the background. So I'm cleaning that off. So where's everybody from this morning? I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oh, Christina, I don't think I knew you were in South. Where are you in South Carolina? I don't know if I knew that. Kentucky, Fredericksburg, Virginia. Thanks, Cheryl. Queens, New York. Texas. Irma's in Texas. near Greenville. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever been to that. I don't know if I've ever been to South Carolina. Probably to the Outer Banks I've been to. Ontario, Canada. We went, my son rode in the Canadian Henley when he was in college. And we were in Canada, and I never thought I'd have so many friends from Canada now, which I love. Newport News, Virginia, next year, Florida. Did you buy a place there, Ellen? That's exciting. That's very exciting. Next year, Florida. Love Greenville. Yeah, I bet. I got to make a plan to go there. Judy Brock has a beach house somewhere down that way, and she keeps wanting me to come, teach a course there. I need to do that. That would be so fun. Charlottesville. Love the arts, a great vibe. That's fun. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. Let me think here. How am I going to adjust that? I think this needs to go a little darker. Hello to anybody who's just joining. Holding my breath. And then I need a sip of my coffee. Oh, I love all the subtle colors that are in there. All right. All right, I think that's a fun outside now. I'll work on the tree. Now I'm feeling an urge to pick up a smaller brush for these details, but I don't want to. So I'm going to try not to. Laurie Buck has a studio on White Victorian. Oh, how nice. Yes, I love her work. Yeah, isn't she with Emily Jeffords? Is that Laurie? There's a glare on your painting. I can see can't see the oh, yeah, there is, isn't there? No, it seems this helps. Is that better? Oh, that's better, right? Thanks for telling me that, Anita. Is that better? It is sometimes. It's hard to pay attention to all the things, all the think-ins to do. Yeah, that made it look much better in the camera. I'm over here holding my breath. Yes, I'm holding my breath too. Oh, good, Ellen. You know what, Ellen? Neither can I. I think I turned it down so low. I was listening to Nora Jones' Christmas music, and I love it. But I think I turned it down so far that I can't even hear it. Ever so slightly. Isn't that crazy to think about? I hold my breath a lot when I'm painting. Yeah, it's a great combination, Allie. Nora's Crispin's album's wonderful. I guess it's an album. I actually don't even know if it's an album, but I just asked Alexa. That's who I've been listening to. Alexa to play Nora Jones Christmas music. A little dark in here. I want to keep that dark. Now I want to try talking through my breathe, just breathe. Now I have to be patient because, I'm thinking about a million things here and I'm like, is this going to work? Is it going to look dimensional? Did I choose the right colors? All those doubts, those crazy doubts. I get them all. Always have to chase those things away and just enjoy the process. It really is the most important part, is to get those crazy voices in your head to be quiet and just let you work. Mine gets so loud sometimes. It's getting a little more dimensional. Off to school drop off. Can't wait to see. Bye, Erin. Have a good day. Bye, Jack and Dylan. As always, I hope so, Ellen. I get the doubts. Like, I love the colors. Those colors of like the beige and the purple mixed together is so cool. I've been dying to do a painting of just like pink and brown with too many colors. Yeah, you don't need to use very much to get the right colors, but yeah. And being patient and mixing the colors ahead of time makes a big difference. I often just want to dive in. I'm so anxious to start painting that I don't really want to like stop and mix colors, but it's so important to do it that way. Because you just want the fun to start already, Although each part of it's fun, but pulling it together is my favorite part. And I could use a smaller brush, but then I feel like it kind of gets tighter or whatever. I like to force myself to use this big brush. It's pretty big compared to the painting. Oh, so we never did finish. Is anyone else besides Michael getting his cool new palette from Pottery Barn? Marble, kind of like mine. Anyone else getting any fun art supplies or anything for Christmas? Oh, you like pulling off the tape the most. Have you seen the movie Lucas? They talk about the voices and call them Bruno. Oh. That is cute. Yes, those crazy voices. They are just the noisiest. I have not seen that movie. Yeah, I think that's what meditation is all about. I really got to learn that a little more. I try it, but I'm certainly not good at it. Silencing those crazy voices. Yeah, it is crazy how you talk to yourself the entire time. And often not saying the nicest of things. I'm going to let those colors show. Whoops. I'm kind of picking up a little bit of like that purple color and just I'm kind of picking it up from there and pulling it over so that it gently transitions. Now there is a little ball there, but it's like silver. I think that's okay. It just hints at it. Everything doesn't have to be terribly literal. I do like that this, I need to pull my background in here a little bit. I like that that little ball meets the background. And I'm squinting. I want the background and the tree on that side are so close in value, like I'm squinting to look at it. Now that, I'll just pull that side out a little bit more. And I need a sip of my coffee and to think for a minute. Now, as small as this painting is, you think that I would have finished this much more quickly. Oh, I didn't really want to do that. Now I'm going to go with some of my whites and see where it takes us, and then I'll do some highlights on the baubles. Now I'm not quite doing my lightest lights yet. I'm doing kind of one of those in-between colors that I mixed. It really is such a cool, I love the bottle brush trees. I have a few old ones, and I did get a couple at Terrain, I think, last year that I have on my mantle. Just adding, like, so that it's transitioning here in the middle. This really is a good lesson in getting your form to transition so that it looks round, or looks, you know what I mean, dimensional is the right word. Let me have one more sip of coffee while I think. And then I can go in with my lightest lights, and then I'll put a couple highlights on the little baubles. Whoops, I'm getting more blue there than I wanted. Get carried away sometimes. I need to be patient. As I always say, that's the biggest thing I learned from painting is patience. I was not born with it. And the weird thing is I do have more patience, I think, for painting than I do for most things in life. Oh, good. Thanks, Ellen. Ellen, do any of your kids live in Florida? Is that why you want to move there? My daughter, Emily, is buying a new house and moving into it right between Christmas and New Year's. And also getting a new puppy, perhaps on the same day. It's like a lot happening, but it's exciting. It's all good stuff. She's moving to a little town called Pennsburg, near Quakertown. It is really a cute little area. I'm sure I'll know it well. Does it look bottle brushy? Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, I don't have any old bottle trees. I remember my mother had some. Yeah, I wish I kept all that old stuff. Like my grandmother had the coolest old ornaments. Okay, I want to not have this be so dominant right here. Just want that hint of it. I think that's good. Now I need to do some of my lightest lights. Sister, brother, their spouses. Oh, everybody's there. Well, no wonder you want to move there. That will be really nice. Yeah, that's where I live is where I've been from. And, well, my niece doesn't. Both my nieces don't live here, but actually, and my one nephew, but both my sisters did. My one sister passed away, but I'm in the same town where I grew up. Oops. No, I'm getting paint all over my hands. I need to, I mixed up all these cool blues and greens and hardly used any of them. Like I need to paint something else just to use these fun colors. A lot of times that's what I'll do, like with bird paintings. If I have fun colors left over, I'll just do a bird painting and use the colors in it. What do you guys think? 47, I'm ahead of schedule. Still need a little more of my lightest lights in here. Need more white paint. They look dimensional. Do you always use reference photo for your birds? I do. This one, yeah, that's like the focal point. I always use a reference photo because I don't know if I feel like I know birds well enough to just do it out of my head. I've never been an artist of not looking at reference. I think it'd be fun to practice, but before I would do that, I really would like to learn to paint from real life. I don't do that as often as I would like to. Oh, thanks, Paula. Sure is fun. All right, I'll do a couple more highlights and then I think I'm done. Finished. Done is not the right word. Finished. Whoops, that's a little thick. That would take, I love thick strokes like that, but they take forever to dry. Of course, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to do anything with this one because it won't be dry until January anyway. All right, no need to overwork it. Thin that out just a little bit. And I think I'm going to sign it and pull that tape off, Ellen. About the face. I see it. It makes it whimsical. Yeah, the little face in there. So vintage. Yeah, I love the soft colors. Like I had another one that I thought about doing that has really bright colors on it, but I really wanted to go soft and a little more quiet and subtle. I always go back and forth. I'm naturally drawn to bright colors, but I love soft colors. But then I find that my paintings all go really bright, and then I'll go in the other direction with them. So that's how it turned out. It's super fun. There's my reference, my painting, and that very simple, clean little palette. That was really fun. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me, guys. I will save this. Does anyone want to paint this? I could put the reference image on my website, under my blog tab, and then I will upload this to YouTube. And if you do go watch it, make sure you give it a thumbs up over there. And I think we have one more of these before Christmas. Next Wednesday. As far as I know, I'll be good to paint next Wednesday. If I got up this morning being this tired and did it, I should be able to do it next week too. Okay, good, Ellen. I will do that. So I'll load this up there. Thanks, as always, for coming and hanging out with me on Wednesday mornings. I enjoy it. And See you next week, and have a great week. Have a great day. Bye.